Today I got food. I got a sandwich. In Greece they make this type of sandwich. They call it club sandwich. They put cheese, tomato, lettuce, bacon, and the other thing. Sometimes it's really hard to find words in English, but also it's hard to find words in Greek. So I feel like when you are bilingual, you get stuck on that place. I put the camera settings on 4K and 60 frames. It sounds a little bit robotic. It looks like a little bit robotic. I was thinking about a quote today that it's a famous quote. It goes, small minds talk about people. Middle minds talk about events that occurred. And great minds talk about ideas. If I find a programmer, a coder, and tell him I have this idea for a social media site, I think most programmers will laugh at me, you know. But if I tell the same programmers I have some juicy details about the girl across the street, you know, maybe they're gonna be interested. And it's not my place to change others how they see the world, you know. My place is to change me, how I see the world. So there's people that wake up in the morning and light up a cigarette and drink coffee, and they go on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, and they watch fights, you know, fights that people have filmed, fights that they talk about the war that is happening in Ukraine. And then when you see them, they say, "Oh, do you hear what happened today?" And maybe they're happy with their life, you know. They're happy like getting $400 a month. And if I want to make $50,000 a month, and someone calls me out and say you don't care about poor people, so because if I was making $50,000 a month, it's my job to take care of strangers, you know. And if you're making $400 a month, you cannot take care of strangers. That's a question. You cannot do anything. I'm not talking about money. You can give them food. You can go in a church and donate old clothes of yours that you don't want. You don't have to be rich to demand to do good things, you know. If someone sees me with my Sony camera and my iPhone, they might think I have a lot of money, you know. the point of this conversation with my fellow YouTube viewers is that be comfortable with yourself. And that's a constant reminder for myself, because I remember this quote is by the artist Ross, you know. Someone asked him something, he said, I think someone asked him an advice, what we would give an advice to a younger artist that's starting out, or your younger self that is hustling and wanna making the music. And Ross said that people made him feel bad about himself. You know, that people made him feel like he's not worth anything when he wanted to create something. And when you're an artist, and let's say you're not targeting people, like Eminem used to target everyone, you know, and now if a rapper like that does it, he's gonna get banned from the internet. Not about cancel culture. It's because the governments of the world have monitored the internet neutrality, and the advice Ross gave was that don't let other people let you down because you make art. Either you are a painter and you want to sell physical paint, anything. Don't let other people drain you in their misery. So if I want to talk about ideas with someone that's talking about only about events and people, we're not gonna connect, you know what I mean? We're not gonna connect. If someone asks me, what do you do today? You know, I'll say I made a video and said to the camera to talk about ideas, not people. And I think the best thing to do when you ask something, you put it out in words, and say what you want, not what you don't want. So don't say BUT, but. So let's say I want $50,000 a month. I won't say but, you know. I say I want $50,000 a month. That. Period. In 2018, 2019, I was making on DistroKid 10 cents a month, 5 cents a month, you know. And then in 2020, I released a music instrumental, and after a year, I was making $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Now I'm making 10 million views a month, you know, on YouTube with my music. So I'm not saying this to feel better, that I'm better than you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I did that because I believe that I can do it. You know, like no one can take that from you. No one can take your ideas from your head, your goals. Dreaming is free. I see dreaming is breathing. You know, like, and then I see that to order to breathe, I need energy, I need food, I need to consume food, and to consume food I need money. And I feel good when I have food, because I have an 80 day. You know, I woke up in 2 p.m. and it's like 4 or something. This what's, yeah, it's like quarter to 5 or 15 to 5. and it's really hard. With the friends I used to have, we used to talk about ideas all the time, you know, all the time. But sometimes you just don't feel like you wanna hang out with someone. It's not that someone did something. You don't vibe anymore. You just don't. There's a movie Steve Carell and Julia Moore plays Crazy Stupid Love, and Ryan Gosling plays. In the opening scene, they are in a restaurant. Steve Carell character and Julia Moore's character, and Steve. I think I'm saying the right guy. Not the guy from that said what's he said from The Office, you know. And he said, well, let's talk about something, and he wants to order a food. They say the same thing together, and his wife say, I want a divorce, you know. And his look on the face is like, why is this happening right now? Why? He thought she was happy. The same thing happened with me and my first girlfriend, you know. I thought that I'm gonna be together forever, and I remember we went to the bakery with the car. We parked outside the bakery. Everything was cool that day. And then my grandfather saw the car, and because it's his, he wanted the car, you know, and I gave him the keys, so we had to walk to go get the bus so she can go home. And everything changed, you know, like things like these happened, and everything changed, like and I didn't see it back then, but people call it right now red flags, you know. People now call everything red flags. People can see a post of yours 2 years ago and call you red flag, you know, like that person is unreliable, it's red flag. Yesterday I deleted the app, Instagram, the app, not my profile. And I only went back on Instagram because I wanted to connect Tinder and Badoo, another app, only for that. And I woke up today feeling so much better about myself, you know, after I did that. I woke up feeling like, even if my bed is crappy, I have it 16, 17 years, I woke up feeling like I have a new bed, and I woke up, I want to say happy, but I woke up with a better mood, you know. And I went outside walking like that, not like that. And I went outside even if it was raining. I went outside glowing, you know. And I feel if you want to be productive, don't be on social media. And you can have a profile, but post about your work when you have it ready. So I got some spaghetti. I'm gonna eat it later, and I really like this food. I ate it all. On Friday, I have an instrumental of my Greek song coming out. I was wondering there what's coming out, and then I submitted yesterday another instrumental. It's called Let's Drive and Take It Slow. That beat has a vocal on it, and some distributors say that's not an instrumental. It has vocals. So I hope United Masters figures out that it's an instrumental. It's just this royalty-free sample that's singing, you know. So that's all for me. I'm hoping next year or 2 years later, and I'm gonna be living in California, you know, and I was thinking to go live in Greece, but the content I make, the music I make, like 3 years ago I released a song, and on TikTok, one girl was singing it in English though. The song was in English, so you know, this stuff right here makes you, give you a push. Give you a push, like, to continue to create. And I know I was talking with a friend on Snapchat, and she told me, like 2 days ago, she told me your accent is fine, you know, like I can understand what you're saying. So I have to solve this idea in my head that people make fun of me of my accent and stuff. I think people find it interesting, and not everyone is outside to get me, you know.